Well, this one wasn't necessarily a wire-to-wire finish like the score might expect, but nevertheless, Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers both really dominated this game. We're able to get a lot going. I made a video about Rodgers last week, so I'm going to make a video about Jones this week. A lot went well, but I'll give some credit to Jones, one of the best backs in the game. He had a tremendous game. One of the things I do like about Jones is that while he will get a lot of very good plays, he's often going for the big play. He is a home run hitter, and it fits well with the offense, who likes to have him try to hit home runs. So it's a very good pairing between the two guys. And I do really like how, he's not afraid to go for the big play sometimes. He is definitely not afraid to break things to the outside and try to make something happen. No bigger play than this one. We'll just start off with the 75-yard touchdown run. What happens is that, first things first, what you're going to notice is that the left guard and center are going to be the two key blocks here, as they're moving up to block the two Detroit linebackers in the middle of the field. So that's what they're trying to do here. Jones, is going to, he doesn't have to run in between them, but that's probably what he's going to end up doing. You hope that everyone makes your blocks, and if everybody does, then you have a pretty good situation here. Everyone is accounted for, and everyone is going to make their blocks. It does take a little bit of work, but you're going to see Jones sort of does a good job of accelerating right when he has to, gets to the second level to where now there are two Detroit players who could potentially make a tackle, but give credit to Jones for getting by here. But again, I already told you, this is a touchdown. And how does this end up being a touchdown? Well, it ends up being a touchdown because really, I would say neither of these two, Lions players take a particularly good angle, but also just the sort of deception, Jones is deceptively quick, I think. He accelerates very quickly, and watch how he is able to split the defense, runs in between both of them, and that's all he needs. He's off. He's going to get a touchdown. Jones's final stat line rushing ended up being, 18 carries for 168 yards and a pair of touchdowns. So obviously that was tremendous. But he was also very good through the receiving game. 4 catches, but for 68 yards and another touchdown through the air. So he had a really good day all around. Let's talk about his touchdown, first of all, through the air. Where a lot of what they were able to do was by rub routes and pick plays. Just in case Adam Gase is watching, a rub route is when you have one player run out and another player sort of get in the way of that player playing man, so that way you can potentially get someone open. It's what you see on the screen right here where, it's cover 2-man. You have a player who runs out, and his job is to get in the way of the Detroit Lion defender who's going to be covering Jones. Now, it's illegal if you create the contact initially. It's also illegal if it's a route that's specifically designed to create contact. However, it's not illegal if it's a route specifically designed to have the player who's covering you to create that contact. It's also not illegal if you're not past 1 yard of the line of scrimmage. And watch how he doesn't really get past 1 yard of the line of scrimmage, which is going to allow Jones to have a wide open angle to the end zone. Jones is great at getting open like that, and also just well executed by Green Bay. This one was another one, this time in the middle of the field, where it's going to be a similar thing. Jones is the one who I've circled in white. It's the man coverage once again. And you see that not only are they doing it with one Green Bay player, they're doing it with multiple Green Bay players. Multiple players are sort of trying to get in the way of the defender who's covering Jones. And, also worth noting, Jones is lined up as a receiver on this play. He's not lined up as a halfback. And that's because they want to get him the ball because he's really good in open space. And so you notice how, both of these are able to slow him down to some degree. So when Jones does get the ball, look at how far of a gap there is between Jones and the linebacker who's covering him. And from here, Jones can then just turn upfield and pick up a ton of yards. And not just that, but they don't have to use Aaron Jones just as a guy who's only, taking advantage of pick plays and rub routes. He is someone who can just win his one-on-one matchups himself through the receiving game. Like on this one, this is very basic, a straight up just pass to Jones where he's on the outside. It's cover 1, so there's one safety deep. So Jones is just running deep. And this is a matchup that does favor Aaron Jones. It favors the receiver in that area. The receiver in that area happens to be a halfback, but it is a good situation. Although also worth mentioning, it is not going to be a linebacker who's covering him this time. This is a defensive back, so this isn't as big of a mismatch as you might expect. But despite that, first off, watch how Jones, because it's not a linebacker, he's not able to get too much separation, But the one thing he can do is he can look back, whereas the Detroit player covering him can't. So he can look over his shoulder and look and try and track the ball. that's what he's going to do. He's going to leap up and make a wide receiver-like catch as a halfback. That's just part of what Jones brings to this team. Is not only is he a tremendous, between the tackles running back, he's also a tremendous receiving back, and he can do both incredibly well. One more play I liked was this one where it's going to be a run to the bottom of the screen. Jones is going to run in that direction. There's several players running out to block the Detroit Lions at the second level. Really, the Packers, they like to block everybody. They don't like to leave people unblocked. If they are going to leave someone unblocked, it'll be someone away from the running play. They like to see if they can, hit home runs. And on this one, you're going to see that the blocking, works out well. Jones gets to the outside, so now he has to try and swing back over the middle, which is going to be difficult. And there is a defensive back in the area who could make a play. So while it is looking like you might get some yards, the opportunity for you to get a first down seems a little bit tough, which isn't that big of a deal. I mean, it's first down and 10. You're fine with that. But Jones wants to see if he can get the first down. So he is going to swing over the middle, and then watch how he just lowers the shoulder and runs over the defensive back, picks up the first down. Just another great play. Aaron Jones is a tremendous halfback. He's one of the best halfbacks in the NFL, and he's continuing to play at a high level. And I also think he's a great halfback for this system. I think for the Matt LaFleur style system, it's really working out tremendously. Green Bay didn't play their perfect game by any means, but at the end of the day, this is now back-to-back weeks where they're putting up 40 points against a division rival. I mean, this is just a great start to the Green Bay Packers season. You could nitpick things here and there if you want to, but it's a great start. I mean, they're looking very good, and I think that especially with guys like Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones, it really all starts with those two guys, I think. And, Aaron Rodgers looked great, looked like an MVP candidate, and you also see Aaron Jones now picking up right where he left off last season. Just a tremendous game for both of them. So, thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure if you want to check out my podcast with Kyle and I, we talk over every game from week 1. We do that live at midnight on the YouTube channel. So it's on this channel. You can just check it out there. We also have it available for download on the JKS website or, anywhere else you want to, any other podcast distributor. It should be on there if you want to listen. Definitely make sure you check that out. Here it takes, I'll probably go into a little bit more depth about this game and every other game. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely check that out. And if not, that's fine too. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.